And this time on Made in Maine, the subject is packaging, and the place is Biddeford. We'll look in on Shape, a world leader in the manufacture of audio and video cassettes. And we'll visit Volk Packaging, which is Maine's only independent producer of corrugated boxes. And I'm here at the home of Mark Beliveau Incorporated, where the packaging is for people, fashion. So join us as we wrap you up into another edition of Made in Maine.
Major funding for Made in Maine is provided by the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development, where the Office of Business Development is helping Maine companies to grow, and by Key Bank, committed to creating a partnership with businessmen and businesswomen to make banking work for Maine, and viewers like you.
If you can see a similarity between this aerial...
Of course, since it's right here in Biddeford.
We're going to find out more about the company in just a little bit of time. And thanks for having us by here. And actually, there's one thing that Mark shares in common with many manufacturers, and that, of course, is corrugated boxes. And you might think that a box is a box is a box, but there have been some innovations, and there's new technology in packaging like this. It's called a crash box. You put it together quickly, and the bottom falls right down into place, and it makes it very easy for the user. Volk Packaging is one of only 4 companies in the country that has the capability of producing a box like this, and producer Wayne White-Chunas looked in on their operations, also here in Biddeford.
Volk Packaging relocated to Maine from Massachusetts in 1967. Ken Volk and his father Ben Volk were lured to the state by the Maine Industrial Building Authority. They became the first business to reside in the Biddeford Industrial Park. During the 23 years they've been in business, Volk Packaging has carved out an important niche in the custom corrugated box market.
Our customers go from small food processors to the major paper companies in the state to anything in between, so that if you've got a product and you see it in the marketplace, whether it's a toy or a staple gun or a paper clip, we can make a box for it.
Usually, like, a customer will come in and they'll bring their product sometime, or they have dimensions of their product if they can't bring it in. And they'll ask, a lot of them don't know what they want. You know, they want some packaging. Some of them want them for displays or for shippers or something like that. So they'll usually drop the product off and have me come up with a design for it. And then I'll make them a sample, and then I do diagrams for them to keep it on record for us. And then we send them the sample, and if they okay the sample, then it'll come back to us, and we'll take this diagram that I made, and we send it to a die company, and they have to make it's board that has all knife and rule in it, that will make the actual, what I made of the sample will make tens of thousands, or how many they want of it.
The cutting dies are a plywood shell with knives and scores jigged into the plywood. And the way they do that, I don't know if you can see the hole there, but they drill a hole and leave a space, then cut with a jigsaw to the next hole. Then the knife is cut so that it sits down inside the plywood, and between the holes it's called a bridge. And that's what holds the plywood together, keeps it in one piece so that it doesn't fall apart. This entire shell is then bolted onto the cylinder on the die cutter itself to hold it flat against the cylinder. On the bottom, there's a rubber anvil, and these knives cut into the rubber anvil with the corrugated board going between the knife and the rubber. That's what causes it to cut to the different shapes. The machine will run 250 pieces a minute, 250 revolutions. The drum is 66 inches in circumference. So you're spinning 5 feet, 200 times 1,000 feet in a minute, roughly. So 60,000 feet an hour.
The basic brown box is the backbone of Volk Packaging's business. But they're always eager to take on new, sometimes non-traditional packaging challenges.
The tuna box, it's called a tuna coffin, was designed with a company that works out of Logan Airport, a freight forwarder that ships tuna fish to Japan. And we worked on that project for over 3 years to design this container. And it was a lot of hard work. And fortunately this year, we benefited and took a significant order to ship the tuna fish. It's an insulated container. The problem that they were having was that the fishermen would catch the tuna on the dock, and they'd want to pack the tuna right on the dock and get it ready for shipment. And they were using a wooden crate, which was, they had to assemble the wooden crate together. It came in pieces. They'd have to use hammer and nails and assemble it. It was wood. It didn't insulate at all. It was very heavy. It was very expensive. It leaked. And the airlines were very much against using them because of the leakage. So the Japanese approached us to redesign the container, and as a result, we came up with our box, which solved all the problems. It comes as a complete package, so that all you have to do is just open up the top, and all the components are inside. We used a foil-lined honeycomb material to provide insulation with a heavy-duty poly bag. Because it's corrugated, we were able to print it and put the graphics of the company, the logo on the box. And we solved all the problems for the customer, and they were very grateful and gave us a nice order. Since we've solved this problem for them, we've shown them that we can do a nice job for them, and they're very, very, very loyal customers, and they're very appreciative of what we've done. So we're optimistic that next year we can expand beyond the tuna into other products that they ship over to Japan.
Customer service is the common thread that links all successful businesses. Ken Volk is quick to point out that his people perform above and beyond the call of duty to ensure that their customers get what they need when they need it.
Making a brown box is not rocket science, and it's not really that difficult compared to some of the other industries we do business with. What is difficult is getting the product to the customer on time, because he can't ship it without this box. And if we don't deliver when we're supposed to deliver, then we're no good to that customer.
We try to solve problems for our customers. That's our goal here. A lot of our business is just making boxes, but a lot of our business too is working with customers and solving their problems, whether it be in the design end, whether they're experiencing damage, whether they need to enhance their packaging with graphics, whether they just need a lot of advice. We see ourselves as packaging consultants, and that's our strength, as opposed to our competition, I believe.
Box manufacturing is a key economic indicator. When the economy is vibrant, businesses are producing products which need boxes. When the economy slows, the need for boxes diminishes. So box manufacturers are the first to feel the slowdown.
I refuse to accept the recession. We're not accepting the recession. It's not going to happen. And I realize that's idealistic, and there may be a recession going on out there, or there is one, but we don't accept it. So our salespeople are out and really hustling, and they're bringing in new orders all the time. And we see customers that, through no fault of their own, are suffering right now. I really feel that the state has got to get on the ball and start bringing in new industry into this state. There was a recent study by New England Business Magazine, and they listed the 100 fastest growing companies in New England. If you guess 0 for the amount that were from Maine, you'd be correct. And that's too bad, because we've got so much to offer. This state is fantastic. And we've got so much to offer, and we need those new industries coming into the state, because a healthy economy, that's what really drives the economy, is new industry coming in. And you're reading about plant closings, unfortunately, up here, and there's nobody coming in to replace them. Those plants are going to stay empty, and those people are going to be on the welfare rolls and the unemployment rolls, and it's not a good situation. But the companies that are out hustling, I think, are going to do well. We had one of the best years we've ever had last year, and people were complaining, and we're looking for a wonderful 1991, but it's not going to come easy. It really isn't going to come easy. And I can't say that I'm not nervous about it, because that would be silly to do that. You've got to be cognizant of what's going on out there, And it isn't an easy economy out there. And there are a lot of good people that are looking for work.
Up until a couple of years ago, these packages are made with brand new virgin material. Nowadays, up to 20% are manufactured with recycled materials. And the industry hopes to get that to 50% in the very near future. And not a lot of folks are using the foam pellets and inserts anymore either. And they're using corrugated material for the internal packaging, and that makes the whole system 100% recyclable. Well, now we're here at the stitching room at Mark Beliveau, and Madeline is the operations manager. How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Madeline, what's it like working with somebody like Mark?
Well, the exciting part is getting Mark's ideas onto our fabric and our different shapes that we send.
Is it tougher or easier sometimes than some of his ideas?
Some of his ideas, well, at first they're questionable, but they've all worked out to be exciting, right?
And this is one that you've got on right now?
This is Canterbury Tales. Mark silk-screened an authentic old manuscript of Chaucer's.
Sounds great. And this is something new, right?
Yes, this is a brand new three-dimensional printing process that Mark used a real flower.
Yeah.
Right,
So you could have an individual flower on each
Right.
piece of apparel.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot for having us by here. Appreciate it today. It's a good operation here, and up to 8 people are employed in some of the busier times of the year as well. Now, if you'll pardon the expression, that about wraps up this package and a look at some of the things that are going on down here in Biddeford. And whether it's the latest digital audio cassette being manufactured by Shape or the innovations being implemented by Ken Volk and his crew in the container industry, or the fashions of Mark Beliveau that you'll find in boutiques all across the world, they're all made in Maine. This is Lou McNally. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and you'll get a chance to join us again for another edition of Made in Maine.
Major funding for Made in Maine is provided by the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development, whose initiatives, such as the Maine Products Marketing Program, are helping Maine companies to grow. And by Key Bank, committed to creating a partnership with businessmen and businesswomen to make banking work for Maine. And viewers like you. Made in Maine will not be seen next week, but be sure to join us in 2 weeks for a special 1-hour edition, Making Made in Maine. We'll look back at our 3 seasons and some of the 160 stories we've done. You'll meet many of the people whose names you see on these credits each week, and we'll take a look at just what goes into putting a Made in Maine together. So be sure to join us in 2 weeks, Thursday, March 7th, from 8 to 9 p.m. for Making Made in Maine.
I'd be grateful if people had stopped